Predestination? Different amount of blessings? No one should say or believe that they did not receive the same blessings as some of their fellow human beings and that therefore their ascent on earth was not made as easy for them as that of other people. This is a misguided point of view which is completely unwarranted. You have to know that you are within the midst of an emission of grace and that you can all immerse yourselves within it to experience the effect of grace at its full strength. But that it is your free will to either accept this effect or to withdraw from the flow of divine love and hence remain untouched. And first of all you also have to be informed about the fact that the divine Redeemer Jesus Christ died on the cross for all human beings, that by dying he acquired a treasure of grace for all people, thus all people can share the blessings of the act of salvation if they believe in him. And one of the blessings of the act of salvation is the strengthening of the will. Thus anyone who believes in the divine Redeemer Jesus Christ and asks him for salvation will receive this. And now the strengthened will is also using the blessings which are flowing towards it. But even he who does not believe yet will receive unlimited blessings because God's love is infinite, and he too is meant to find the path to Jesus Christ. But the will, which is still inherently weak, will rarely allow itself to be touched by the emission of grace. The people will shut themselves off from the gifts of grace, and thus the latter will not be able to have any effect because any kind of resistance will negate it. But neither can the person claim that it is impossible for him to make full use of a gift of grace, because he can direct his will as he likes. That is towards God or, if he cannot recognize him as yet, towards good. Then he will already be seized by God's love and guided a step forward. And he will also soon learn to recognize that he, in a manner of speaking and if he offers no inner resistance, will be carried, guided, directed, towards these blessings. Time and again emissions of grace will flow to him, and if he accepts their effect he will very soon realize that he too is remarkably blessed, but that his own will has allowed this to happen. Thus unlimited blessings are at the disposal of all you humans, because God's emission of grace will never cease. But it is also up to you as to how and whether you accept and use the effect of the blessings. God's love is for all his living creations, and particularly those who are still in opposition to him require many blessings, but the blessings will never have a compelling effect. Freedom of will, therefore, also explains the difference between people on earth, but not the variably strong influx of blessings. And the point of view that God has already determined which people will be blessed or condemned is even more misguided. This doctrine questions God's love, it invalidates Jesus Christ's act of salvation, which was accomplished for all human beings, and it would also completely undermine people's aspiration for perfection. But with just a little goodwill and faith this misguided teaching can be recognized as such because God's essence, the utmost perfection, will appear to be questionable. It would also call the human being's free will into question and therefore the whole purpose of earthly life, which is entirely due to the free decision of the will. To make this decision of will and the being's return to blissfulness possible, God's emission of grace will constantly flow to people. Therefore every human being can achieve bliss by merely accepting and utilizing the blessings. Although the blessings are indeed an undeserved gift for people, because they once had deliberately separated themselves from God's love and with this sin had discarded everything they owned as God's living creation, but God's love is greater and therefore it offers the fallen living creations time and again the means which enable them to return to Him. It distributes its blessings without restrictions. But these blessings will never affect or restrict the freedom of will, Nevertheless, the maturing of human beings on earth is always subject to the acceptance of these blessings but not dependent on the amount which flows to each and every human being. Amen.